Good afternoon, YouTube. This is EconCat88, and I'm in West Toledo near the University of Toledo, getting ready to head northbound on Douglas Road, and this is part of my ongoing series about Toledo's pothole problem. Toledo, Ohio, if it isn't the pothole capital of the world, it certainly deserves to be recognized as it, because the roads here in countless parts of the city are just in awful shape. And Douglas Road is one of the busier roads in Toledo, and it's one of the major thoroughfares around the University of Toledo. Really a very high visibility area as well. So the city always talks about image. These folks at the Toledo Blade are always talking about the branding initiative and how we want Toledo to look to the rest of the United States and the rest of the world. Well, here's a look. This is the real city of Toledo and what it's been allowed to become. This stretch right here used to be really bad, but they did make a temporary repair, and you can see the dark lane that's been added. But even with that, it's still pretty bad. That's the university over there on the left. You can just kind of get a look at the condition of the road here. The potholes are countless, very deep, and actually to the point that the roads have been allowed to deteriorate has really become a safety issue. And I'm afraid that people are going to be injured and possibly even killed resulting from accidents from the just awful condition of the road here. Now the speed limit is 40 miles per hour on Douglas, on this stretch of Douglas, and I guarantee you if you drive anything close to 40, I'm doing 20 now, and that's about as fast as you're going to be able to go. Actually, I'm down to about 15. And I'm going to stay here in the curb lane just so you can... Oh, wow, look at this part right here. Just third world, folks, like it or not. I had several critics commenting about my third world mention yesterday in a video. And I'll tell you what, you take a look at this and be the judge for yourself. That's the University of Toledo's basketball arena. Savage Hall, John F. Savage Arena. The stretch here gets a little bit better, but it starts again. And I made a video over here by University Hills Apartments earlier, so I'm going to turn there and then turn around and show the other side, the southbound Douglas, because it's in just as bad a shape. Some more area there that they've patched temporarily. That looks pretty fresh too. So, and it's in just as bad a shape farther north. But I'm sure you get the idea after what you've already seen. And for the folks that live in the Toledo area that enjoy to watch my videos, if you have particular parts of town, roads, send me a private message or comment on the video, because I'm going to try to make this an ongoing thing until I see some serious efforts from the city to fix the roads. Now look at these cars. They're driving pretty slow, and that's a smart thing to do, because if not, you're just going to be heading to the auto repair shop in quick order. And again, Toledo Blade, Keith Burris specifically, you want to talk about Toledo and positivity and all this fluff crap. Well, there is plenty to be negative about, and the roads are just part of a long list. And I had somebody tell me yesterday also, well, if you're so concerned about the potholes, why don't you volunteer to like fill the potholes? Well, why in the hell should I volunteer or anybody else volunteer to do something that we've already paid to have done? We're paying taxes, we pay property taxes, we pay City of Toledo taxes if we work here and live here. But yet the City of Toledo decided to rob the Capital Improvements Fund, which is for roads, so they could switch that money over into the general fund, which is used to pay salaries and whatever else they... Oh, look at that one. It's like a miniature lake forming here in the middle of Douglas Road. And it's still February, so this could get worse. Actually, it's going to get worse because now we have the spring thaw per se coming. And they are planning on paving several roads in Toledo this year, but a heck of a lot less than they should be doing because they're $14 million short because that's what they're stealing from the roads fund. And just look at this. Unbelievable, folks. And they're going to probably tout a levy here pretty soon, within the next year or two, because they're going to have to do something about these roads, and that's what government people do, and I've mentioned this in other videos. They want to act like they're riding in on a horse to fix everything when they're the cause of the problem in the first place. Here's another pothole that's masked because of the water and the standing water in the road. And this is just a complete nightmare. Wow. There's another hubcap that flew off of someone's car, undoubtedly by a pothole. I'm glad I drive a Jeep. You know, folks that are driving lowriders and various types of sports cars that are on thin tires and rims, you can see some more of the patch here that's really masked the real problems. And that's what they've been doing for years. They've been just, it's short-term fix, short-term fix, short-term fix, and very little proactiveness. And then now we have a crisis, so, oh my goodness, it's because we had a bad winter, or it's because of the asphalt we used. Well, they should have known that all along, because we had several mild winters, and I remember the former mayor saying how much they had saved on rock salt, and you don't hear any mention of that now. Now they're saying how much extra they've had to spend for overtime and rock salt and blah, 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 blah. So they didn't save any money for the, let's not use rainy day, let's call it an icy, snowy day. And that's pretty typical of government. If they have anything extra, they just find ways to spend, waste, and then when things get bad, they have their hand out for more money. And then if we do fail the levy, then they'll just cut everything else and kind of force people into voting for this stuff. So please, when it happens, vote against it, regardless of how bad the roads get, because these political people and other people that are responsible for this mess, they have to drive on these roads too. So we have already paid for this stuff. We need to force them to return those capital improvement funds back and stop spending them in the general budget, which is used for mostly salaries and benefits for city workers. It's a tough pill to swallow, but when times get tough, they should have to be cut just like the rest of us have to cut back on our budgets. This is Econ K88 signing off from Toledo, Ohio, the pothole capital of the world. Please subscribe, please comment. Thank you for watching. Be ready for the roads levy, because you can almost set your watch to this one.